can actually take someone's DNA, take their medical profile, and you can target a biological weapon that will kill that person.
Who's back with another informational video. It's your buddy Doug with Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. My wife and I live in a log cabin on 11 acres. I built it myself. I had no carpentry experience. I built it in 90 days and we're still living in it. It hasn't fell over, blew over, or burned up or anything else. We grow 90% of our own food and we live 100% off rainwater. We poop in buckets. We are the ungovernable, and welcome to our channel, and hopefully you'll find this information, besides shocking, worthwhile for you to stop by our channel. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to our channel, and we're going to get right into it. Now, 2 years ago, I'm going to back this up a little bit. I was watching all you guys out there in the city and out there in the regular world, because I'm kind of isolated up here. And yeah, the background's real dramatic today because this is going to be, come on, guys. Is common sense really dead? Seriously, leave a comment down below. Is it gone? Don't you have it? Don't your friends have any common sense left? This one's gonna be a doozy. So I'm watching you guys a couple years ago lining up in these big, long lines in these arenas and sports places, right? So you could get your test. I gotta go get my test. I feel fine, but I need to get a test so I know if I got it or not. Man, what is going on with you guys? So you line up in these lines and you wait for hours, and they come over to your car in these crazy old hazmat suits and they shove this Q-tip up your nose and they roll it around and they put it inside of a bag, and then I guess they texted you. I have no idea how any of that worked, but I guess they texted you and they told you you're positive or you're negative or whatever it was, right? I don't know why you guys are doing that, right? The most unique thing besides your fingerprint to your body, to your own personal space, is your DNA, right? I don't know if this video is going to be staying up long. Make sure you share it as fast as you can. But you guys are out there giving away your DNA to any old Tom and Harry, all right? And especially you young folks, right? You guys are failing your kids. I'm gonna just say it, I said it. You parents in America are failing your kids, okay? They have no expectation of privacy. They don't even know about personal property. I'm meeting younger folks that have no goals or ambitions. They're just like in this fog walking around, right? So you're failing your kids, okay? You're not teaching them about hard work. You're not teaching them about perseverance. You're not teaching them about self-responsibility, self-reliance. You're not teaching them none of that stuff, right? All you're teaching them is groupthink, and some of y'all are just not even teaching them nothing. You're going to work and you're so busy chasing the dollar, you're throwing your kids into the public school system, and then just whatever comes your way, you're just kind of dealing with it at home, and then you're just hoping one day they grow out of it. And that's a total fail situation, right? So back to the DNA. Man, you guys, 23andMe, find my DNA history. I knew when that stuff started coming out, I knew there was going to be some big problems with it. I'm just going to get right into it here, and here we go. So now there's they're coming out with this stuff. First of all news agencies are fake, phony news agencies. Fox, CNN, CNBC, SBA, blah, 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 blah. They're all like alphabet agencies working with the alphabet agencies to put disinformation in your brains and to control the narrative and to have you funnel your way right where they want you to go. Hence the DNA tests, right? So I'm watching you guys get all these DNA tests and find out if you got something that you don't even feel like you have. And I kept thinking to myself, largest DNA grab in the history of man, okay? Now this is a huge problem, right? I could almost reach through there and grab you and shake you over this one. All right, so the DNA, let me explain to you guys a little bit how this usually works. When scientists want to do a project, they want to study some viral loads, they want to do any kind of stuff. I'm like, here, first off, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't play one on any of these social media sites, but I am a man, and I am 55, and I do have a very good brain about common sense and about stuff. I'm a good thinker. I'm not brain fogged with a bunch of big pharma. I'm a worldly person. That means I've traveled this whole country ever since I was 15 till I was like almost 30, 20 somethings, almost 30, back and forth, coast to coast. That means I have a lot of experience with people, right? I'm not just a guy who just grew up in his little town and never did nothing. Some of y'all have never seen an ocean or never seen a mountain, and I'm not down in that, but I'm just saying, like, there's so many life experiences out there that helps make you the individual that you are, right? So through all my growing up and my traveling and dealing with people all the time, I've I just have a discernment. Like I can just feel things. It's like a spidey sense. It's like from the Father, right? It's just like, that's how it is. And I just knew that all this DNA floating around was going to come back and get you, right? Largest DNA grab in history. Now they're coming around with the news stories, just started happening, and a Democrat is the first one to kind of, you know, blow the lid off of it or make you aware of it or have you to go, wow, what did I do, right? Man, you guys messed up. Now they're saying that China, because China's totally involved with everything, right? They manufacture everything. They manufacture all the big pharma. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but a lot of these medicines are coming from China. They're just all over everything. Okay, so years ago they jumped in on the DNA grab, buying up a bunch of labs. They're buying up a bunch of testing things. A lot of you guys are all interested in this DNA stuff, so they're buying up those labs and then they're harvesting that information. Now what this news article says is, well, I'm not even going to tell you. I'm going to let you hear it for yourself.
A new warning tonight about DNA companies and your personal information. Your DNA information can be sold and weaponized against you. The alarm being sounded. Listen to this.
You can actually take someone's DNA, take their medical profile, and you can target a biological weapon that will kill that person. And people will very rapidly spit into a cup and send it into 23andMe and get really interesting data about their background. And guess what? Their DNA is now owned by a private company and can be sold off. We have to have an open and public discussion about what does the protection of healthcare information, DNA information, and your data look like, because that data is actually going to be procured and collected by our adversaries for the development of these systems.
And before anybody goes crazy on this out there, that's a Democrat Congressman, Jason Crow, so not a right-wing talking point. I have been warning people about this for years, since 23andMe and all those spit in the vial, send it in. We're giving our information away. Health information is valuable information about you, and also the abuse and where the data is stored.
China, of course, over a decade ago, like they do everything, moved into this. We are allowing China in relationships with hospitals, buying up companies regarding medical data, involved in when it comes to paternity and maternity, finding out about your fetus and the health of your baby as the baby's developing. It goes to China. The control and the knowledge, the data they have, to say nothing of hackings of hospitals, hackings of our health insurance companies, right? The Office of Personnel Management, Obamacare. Really, we're looking at China and Russia, etc. So in deals that the American government could control, we have less control over data. We're allowing foreign countries, enemies, to gather this data. And yes, to potentially use it. The fact that that discussion was at the Aspen gathering with American leadership, not in a cave somewhere on ham radio with conspiracy theorists. They've known this for at least a decade, and our government has done nothing to change it. So my message is, it's not the data or learning about who you are that's the problem, any more than a firearm is the problem. It's whose hand is the data in. And that's what we are aware of when it comes to firearms, when it comes to the nature of this. We don't, it's like suddenly they're saying, don't use the data, don't use don't find this out. We need to be able to, but they're correct. Right now, our enemies have access to that information.
So Tammy brought up government, and there's a process that we have, in various processes, and a responsibility for Congress to deal with these companies that come into our country, invest, Chinese Communist Party controlled countries, the CFIUS process and others, which covers anything of national security interest. So to the former congressman here.
And the problem with CFIUS is the fact that you have the board members of CFIUS who are not just serving government and the people, they're looking for their next life outside of government. And so they'll make decisions that are not in Tammy's best interest, that the Chinese government's not going to get her DNA information.
Right.
They look at themselves and where they're going to work once they're out of government. The problem is, if I spit in a cup, that's one thing. But if my cousins or my parents or my siblings spit in a cup, they get my DNA regardless. And so when I was in Congress, we were dealing with DNA. We were dealing with social media privacy. Your information on the internet, on social media, should be yours. And people that are our age, I'm excluding Jackie, our age, we actually care about privacy. But everyone Jackie's age, they couldn't give a darn. They're like, take it, I don't
They
care.
haven't known it. They haven't known privacy.
Because they haven't known privacy. We have, and we've lost it. They've never known it, so they don't know what they're missing.
All right, so let's add another aspect to this.
Chicken.
Senator Joni Ernst weighed in on this. And by the way, let me add, how many of you have added your animal DNA out there to find out who your animals are from? But here's what Senator Joni Ernst had to say.
If we look at food security, and what can our adversaries do with biological weapons that are directed at our animal agriculture, at our agricultural sector? Hoof and mouth disease, highly pathogenic avian influenza, African swine fever. If targeted by an adversary, we know that it brings about food insecurity.
And she's
Joni to
100%
Jackie.
right. She's 100% right. And look, when it comes to data, the point that you made about social media and the fact that our data has been cannibalized for years now already, it should be no surprise to anybody that the 23andMe, for example, could turn into this. The weaponizing of it is something that we're all thinking about after COVID-19. If you subscribe to the theory, even if it was an accident that COVID originated in the lab, you can see the catastrophic consequences of what could happen there. And so people really need to think about what they subscribe to. The power that we have right now is not with Congress. It's actually with the individuals. And I tell people all the time, don't put Alexa in your house if you don't want people listening to you. Don't buy 23andMe if you're against what they're doing with the data. All we can do is stand up for ourselves and protect ourselves and not sort of follow the herd, follow the crowd.
Did you guys hear that? They can weaponize a virus to attack your DNA, right? I mean, what are you guys doing? Why would you go do that free willy-nilly? We have HIPAA in our country, which they totally just rifled over, okay? Which is actually a law. Any of that other stuff was mandates and BS, no laws. This is actually a law that your private medical information, still a law, is not to be blabbed out all over the place, right? People running around. This is why kids today have no privacy issues. I got COVID, I tested positive, I got the this, I got the that, you know what I mean? They're just blab it all over social media. They have no respect for privacy at all, right? That's the groupthink mentality, and that's why we're gonna be in big problem. So the article they're talking about is plain and simple. A Democrat brought it to the attention. Why are we allowing foreign countries to buy up all this important stuff? And this all started back with Clinton too. You can do your homework on that. Why are we doing that? What is wrong? Are we a special kind of stupid, right? And they're raising the alarm bells. And then, you know, it's on Fox News, so that's why I had to preface this with all these news agencies are bogus, right? But they do drip out these little things so your psychology can accept it, okay? So they're dripping this out right now. So, you know, we're getting closer and closer to these elections in our country. The closer we get, the more all this stuff's going to ramp back up. You don't have to understand, man. They want the mail-in ballots because they can control the vote. I know this is going to be a bad video. I might get blocked out of my account or something. But all this stuff is for real, and you guys got to start paying attention. We're going to get to the tipping point where we can't go back, and we're going to have to deal with whatever comes our way. Right now, we can actually manage this. Right now, if we take to the streets, if we put our foot down, if we collectively say enough's enough, we get back to the Constitution, we get back to privacy rights, we get back to the individual freedoms, that's the only thing that's going to save us. We get back to how our country was founded and brought up. Okay, all this big global stuff and this, you know, what do they call it now? The global economy and all that stuff. How's that working out for you? You got supply chain issues everywhere. We're the richest country on the planet, and we can't even get stuff to our country. We got baby formula by design, not on the shelves. All this stuff is to mess with you guys, right? And now I'm freaking out over this DNA thing. They don't have my DNA. But just imagine it's all pointed into areas, right? So they set up a center in a poor neighborhood, and then all you guys go there and you dump out all your DNA, and then they have a geographic area. They can say, let's just wipe out this whole neighborhood. And they'll take all that DNA, put all together their little things, and release it, right? I mean, you guys are letting them go to labs, mess with these viruses, add them to monkey viruses and dog viruses and stuff, right? And mix them up to see what happens, gain of function, all this stuff, right? They use our tax dollars to fund it. They're stealing your money out of your paycheck to do it, right? I mean, when is this gonna, how does this end? How does this end? You guys leave a comment down below and tell me, how does this end, right? What's the end game here? I don't know. That's why we got a little bit of a dramatic background today, because I'm trying to get it into your head, right? How important this is, guys. Quit playing nice with the feds, right? Stand up for your rights. Find out who your AG is in your state. Find out who your governor is going to be. We got a lot of elections coming up, right? That's the first thing you can do. Man, I don't know, man. These are very trying times. That's much as I can tell you. Please watch our channel and learn how to survive, right? How to thrive, how to take care of yourself. If all this stuff goes down around you, you're gonna need to know how to take care of yourself. And that's our channel. That's what we've been doing for 5 years here. We've been trying to show you guys how you can take care of yourself. Use our videos. We have over 1,000 videos. If you're new to our channel, hit the videos. Go to our main, click on the picture of us. Go to our channel main page. Hit the video link. Go over to the right. You can hear the 3 dashes. You can go oldest to newest. You can watch all the videos. If you don't do that, just go to the videos. Start watching them one after the other. We have all of our systems are there for you guys to learn. We have all of this information free for you guys to glean from, to write down. All you got to do is rewind and fast forward. You can write down the information. You're going to need this information, y'all. I mean, I was pulled out of the city 13 years ago, and I'm going to tell you the story on how I even ended up on YouTube on maybe the next video. But I ended up on YouTube and talking to the mass people for a reason. I don't know what that is, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But all this was led. It was nothing that I did. It was all led. Okay, so what I'm saying is there's some guys that have channels on YouTube, and they saw that YouTube was they monetized videos. When we started, there was no monetization of videos, which means we make a few cents off of every video you guys watch. There's some guys that saw that, and they said, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and make it a business, right? And so there's a kind of a different vibe to that, right? All I'm saying is that was never the case with us. We were led to be on this social media platform. We were led to teach. We're teachers. We love to teach. And that's what we've been doing. And that's why we have no other motivation here except for to get this information out to you guys, right? Share it with your friends. Hit the share button. Get it out there. Stop doing DNA tests. Do not do any more tests for the 19, right? Why are you guys doing that? Go see your local doctor, okay? There's nothing they can do for you anyways. You can obviously see that other stuff they recommend is not working, right? They've weaponized the flu. I said it right at the end of the video. That's all this is. They freaked you guys out. Still to this day, there's no way you can separate it and test it and say you actually have it. There is no way. So you guys are doing that stuff. That's why they're doing it, is for the DNA grab. There's no way to isolate it. You go look this stuff up. I'm not going to provide you all the links. I'm not going to spoon feed you on every video. You guys got to get some skin in the game, right? I'm running my 11-acre farm. I'm trying to get my firewood business going on. I'm putting up these videos daily for you guys. I'm doing all my part. You guys got to do your part. So that's the information I got for you guys today. It's a humdinger. That's why I'm here doing the video today. See, no green screen. I actually came here because I want you guys to understand how important this is. We got to put our foot down and stop with this madness. They're going to use the masses to mess you up, okay? Useful idiots, I've heard people call them. They're going to use those people to disrupt your stuff, right? That's why we're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Guard your personal stuff, okay? Start teaching your kids about privacy. That's all this stuff is programmed them to accept, and giving all your rights away and everything. I'm not going to read that. Click. Teach them about privacy. Teach them about this stuff, right? Stop with all these games in their faces and phones in their faces and putting everything off on someone else to do. That's why those teachers were saying that, we're just like babysitters here. That's kind of how you guys think of them, right? And that's how it's playing out, because you're not holding the teachers and stuff accountable to your kids. They're not learning nothing. And instead of saying something and marching on the school and getting involved, you guys are just letting it go. And this is where we're going to end up. It's going to be bad. All right? I don't know. Maybe this helps. Maybe this will help wake you up. I don't know. All right, you guys, have a great day. That's all I got for you.